Shit. All right. What's up, guys? It's your boy Cielshock from CTUSA Mini 4-wheel drive racing squad, and I'm a teacher here in Noobworx. And before I start my video, I want to say shout out to High Speed Matrixx oil and High Speed Matrixx power cleaner. If you guys are interested with these two products, I got the link at the description below. High Speed Matrixx oil and High Speed Matrixx power cleaner. And also, I want to say shout out to Yo Clothing. If you guys are into 90s Filipino themed clothing line, Yo Clothing, like this cool awesome Walkman shirt, I got the link in the description below. Yo Clothing, shout out. Also, I want to say shout out to all the Mini 4-wheel drive racers all over the world. Hope you guys are all safe. I know all the races are canceled in most part because of the COVID-19 coronavirus. Hopefully everybody's safe, everybody's staying healthy. Prayers to you all. But moving on, today we are going to talk about stock motors. Alright, not just single shaft, we're talking about double shaft too, because I'm getting a lot of questions about this, what motor or whatever to use. We're going to start with stock motor, so we're going to start our motor series with a famous FA-130 motor, stock motor. So here we go. The FA-130 motor, normal motor, commonly known as the stock motor nowadays, was released by Tamiya same time that Mini 4-wheel drive was introduced. The 130 single shaft motor can be found in almost every single kit. Almost, but not all. And then later on, double shaft was released in every Pro Series kit. And then Tamiya decided to sell the actual stock motor separately by calling it an AO part, which is the aftermarket original parts, back in September 2011. Normally, a vet Mini 4-wheel drive racer, if you ask them, there are three manufacturers of stock motor. It's either the S.M.C motor, the Mabuchi motor, or the STD motor, which is, those three are the famous ones. But actually, I found out there are some kits like with the Type 0 or Type 1 or Type 2 kits. There are some motors that are included over there that is called Best Motor. And shout out to the one that sent me some pictures. So here's the picture of a Best Motor. Credits to Roji. This can be found on some older kits. Thank you, Roji. So there you go. Thank you, Roji, for sending me those pictures. Those are called Best Motors, and they can be found with the older kits. So apparently there's four. It's Mabuchi motor, STD motor, S.M.C motor, and Best Motors. Those are the four. So back in the days, specifically the earlier racing Mini 4-wheel drive days, it's not always the white endbell motor. We have this blue endbell stock motor. This blue endbell stock motor is manufactured by Mabuchi Motors, STD, and S.M.C motors as well. This blue endbell motor is not allowed in the modern backstock races. Why do so? Because its winding is similar to the Rev Tune. Although its magnet is similar to the white endbell motor, it will still give you some advantages doing the stock motor races. You can find this in rare and some old kits, but I assure you, if you use this blue endbell cap motor, you will be DQ. DQ! DQ ka! DQ. So here's the pictures of the motors that I mentioned before through the years. Number 1 is the Best Motor, number 2 is STD, number 3 and number 4 and number 5 are Mabuchi Motors, and number 6 is the S.M.C motor. As I mentioned earlier, the Best Motor is in the number 1. It does have the yellow metallic metal housing, same as the number 3, the Mabuchi motor made in Taiwan. They're both yellow. And you see number 2, during the second phenomenon in the dangun racer Japan era, there's the blue endbell kit motor. which is manufactured with STD, S.M.C, and Mabuchi as well. This motor are also using copper brushes, but the rest of the Mabuchi motors, as you can see, all the difference in the housing and the color of the end bell. This one that I'm holding right here are the Mabuchi motors. Here comes a double shaft one, and so you can see they're all silver housing now. It's no longer the yellow metal housing, and they're all Mabuchi motors. So these motors are legal in a Mini 4-wheel drive. As you can see the difference, the end bell of the other one is yellowish and the other one is more translucent white, but basically they're both the same. Alright, so this picture is a black cap normal motor manufactured exclusively by S.M.C motors. Thank you, Roji, for the pictures again. This was only included with the RC Mini 4-wheel drive series or kits. Those are the ones with the remote controls that didn't really click. Remember those? Unlike the previous two motors manufactured, S.M.C motors is a normal motor with a carbon brush instead of a copper brush, so it's prolonging its motor life. So this motor are also not allowed on races, especially on box stock. In some rare occasions, I have this all black stock motor which come from the old kits that comes from Korea. So these ones are very rare, but these ones are not allowed on other box stock races too. Alright, there are things you have to remember about stock motor, not just stock motor, and like in motors in general. I'll start with the FA-130 motor name. That's the actual name for a stock motor. In Japan, it's called normal motor. RPM is revolution per minute. Alright, I'm gonna write it down over here. Revolution per minute. So that's the revolution of the actual motor per minute. And then for single shaft and double shaft, I have a little bit of information for you guys. The RPM of a single shaft motor, whether it's blue or white, right straight out from the box, it could be ranging from 8,600 to 10,400 RPM, single shaft, without breaking it in. It don't matter if it's blue or white, it will be ranging on that range. Take note, 8,600 to 10,400 RPM single shaft. And when it comes to double shaft stock motor, it will be ranging from 11,000 to 12,500 RPM. So there's like a huge difference over there when it comes to stock. But it will still be fairly it will be fair when it comes to races, because there's no such thing as like a perfect setup when it comes to kits. Like the track layouts will be different, every kit is different. Some kits got lighter body shells, some kits have heavier body shell. It really varies what kind of track layout would be presented to you when you're picking up a kit. So some people might think that dual shaft have advantages when it comes to speed and top speed, but single shaft also have its advantages too. You might be wondering, if you say that the double shaft's RPM is higher than the single shaft, but when we race, the single shaft still won because it's probably the single shaft have bigger wheels or lighter body shell, or you know, like a smoother transmission, then he probably cleaned his transmission better or aligned the wheels better, you know, those kind of factors. So there's no such thing as a perfect setup, but just to take note when you're picking up a kit, whether it's a single shaft or a double shaft, you got to remember the RPM. Again, I'm gonna mention it again: 8,600 to 10,400 RPM to the single shaft, and for the double shaft, it should be 11,000 to 12,800 right from the box RPM. All right, you gotta take note of that. All right, and then one thing I want to add is the MA consumption, which is the electric consumption. Both of them have 1,100 MA electric consumption, so that's evenly matched. So they consume same amount of electricity from the battery. All right, whether it's single shaft or double shaft. So there's no such thing as this one eats more battery or this one eats more battery. It's probably your build. Your build's probably heavier, or you have bigger wheels, or your gear ratios or whatever. That's how you determine like the difference because they might think, oh, this one consumes more battery. It's maybe because of the kit, because that's how the kit was built. There's lower gears and there are bigger wheels, so obviously it's gonna consume more battery. And if the track layout is more technical, of course it's gonna consume more battery. So that's just how it goes. One more thing is weight. The single shaft weight is 17 grams, and then the double shaft weight is 19.2 grams. So there's like a 2 point something grams difference. But that's all for the stock motors. Hope it's informative and you guys learned something. If you guys have more questions, just comment below. And if you have also comments and I want to hear your stock motor stories, you can also comment. Tell us your experience or whatever. I would love to hear it. Again, this is Cielshock from City USA Mini 4-wheel drive racing squad. I'm a teacher here in Noobworx. Hit that like button, hit that notification button, and if you don't like this video, hit the dislike button. It don't matter. As I always say, race humble, peace.